3 days in, it's the evening of the third day, Saturday, the 5th of September. Was a great day, long day actually, in fact. So started quite early. I went to breakfast at 7:30, got up at 6:30 to check some emails, check some messages, and actually have a cup of coffee to wake up and get ready, have a shower, and then go to breakfast. So just finished now. We did the second day of Powerboat Level 2 today, which started with a theory lesson this morning for about an hour and a half. So there was classroom training with discussing essentially all the practical things that we had done yesterday, the things that we were still missing or not 100% comfortable with, and then also the powerboat theory, which includes COLREG, so collision regulations, which we need to know about, buoyage, obviously understanding and being able to identify and correctly identify marks, so lateral marks, cardinal marks, which are essentially designating an area of danger, etc. So we discussed that this morning, then completed a passage plan based on charts that we were handed out. The session this morning was very full on, but also very good. That afterwards we had a different instructor today, and different type of person to the three more youngish guys who we had yesterday, but nonetheless very good in my mind, because I think we learned a lot of useful things again today, especially about rigging the boat, checking the boat, making sure it's safe, understanding the category boat we are on. So learned a lot of things that really you want to know if you do this for a living and you're a commercial operator. So again, I think in summary, very useful. Actually managed to pass the exam that we had. So we had to do 3 successful man overboard retrievals. We had to steer a course directed by a navigator. So I was navigator when Paul did his round. He was my navigator when I did my round. And yeah, did a few other things, but on the whole, very good day. But hey, first exam and first course in the bag, so to speak, on our way to the Yachtmaster ultimately end goal. Yeah, VHF short range certificate tomorrow. It's getting quite late now, so signing off. But all in all, good day. Just feeling a bit tired now. Bought myself another pillow tonight at one of the supermarkets here in Cowes, because the one that I have is not quite to my liking, and I'm quite an iffy sleeper. So I just want to make sure I got a good night's sleep, and hopefully with a new pillow that's gonna happen now. Well, since I've been a good boy and studied hard last night and was well prepared for the course today, I'm actually out on a walk into Cowes, which is the town in the north of the Isle of Wight. So just opposite Southampton. And it's fascinating to just walk around here, look at all the boats. I mean, just here behind me, you can obviously see a couple of boats that are out of the water at the moment, probably for repair, maintenance, or whatever. But even being down here is quite cool, because you see lots of shops and businesses. So Cowes really, as a town, I think revolves around boats. The local businesses, I think, there are lots of different shops, chandleries, parts and service for Volvo Penta, so engines, various other things, shops that sell ropes, rigging, anchors, whatever else. So quite interesting, and love it, just being around here and soaking up the atmosphere. And the other important factor obviously is for the Isle of Wight is tourists, because it's quite a pretty place and a lot of people come to visit, not only to look at boats but also explore the island. But yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you and give you an idea of what else is here outside my little dorm room and the premises of UKSA. Since I'm already in town, I treated myself to a nice large cup of skinny latte. So one thing I definitely miss after a couple of days is nice coffees. We get coffee on site, but it's not sort of prepared by a barista. And you know, I don't claim to be a coffee connoisseur, but quite enjoy them. So being in town now was a good opportunity to pop into one of my favorite coffee chains and dose myself up with a nice big latte. So brilliant. I have to admit, sometimes I'm amazed what you actually see out on the streets. I just passed a lady walking her 3 ferrets, 6 months old, 3 of them, 2 very nibbly. The other one was quite friendly. Didn't want to again take a picture of her, even though she seemed quite happy for me to do so. But yeah, everybody to their own. Okay, and I'm off to my SRC exam, so my short range certificate. I think I've done all the preparation I can do, and this is the final practical examination. So keeping my fingers crossed, all the prep is going to pay off. So I'm smiling. Just finished for the night. It's now 7 o'clock. Had my written VHF exam and oral exam to attain the short range certificate, which I'm now the proud owner and holder of. So I'm officially authorized to operate a VHF radio. And the written exam was pretty straightforward. I think if you went through the prep questions, it was, I don't want to say pretty easy. I think you just have to, you know, go through the syllabus and remember the most important things. And then the practical one was actually quite good fun because it just was essentially like a real life situation where you have to place a distress call, for example, so a Mayday. And yeah, it was all good. So Luke, our instructor and tester, was happy, and we're off to the pub now to have an alcohol-free beer. Happy days. That's a beautiful boat.
I'm gonna leave it in, but maybe grab the stern line. You want the stern line to be nice and tight. We hold off for the bow for a second.
You what? No.
Forward.
Yeah.
That one's stopping us from shooting off backwards. So.
How is it, Dee?
Cool.
Are you having fun, mate?
Yeah, so obviously the
In and around here.
like that. Just loop it back around the winch or coil it up and just have it laid out here, just laid out so it's ready.
So, how are we doing on our end?
When you're using the winch, if we were in a rougher sea, obviously, make sure you're turning nice and clear. Line is on our boat, and then we're not having piles of line on their boat. Okay, I only want this one.
Our first day out is over, so we had the first day on the sailboat today. At the moment we are doing competent crew, which is pretty much the most basic level you can get to. This is knowing your way around the boat, knowing your lines, knowing what's safe to do, what's unsafe to do, how to wear a life jacket, how to help, for instance, with fenders, and just really being competent at doing things when the skipper gives you instructions. So it all felt a bit basic. At the same time, it's probably a good exercise to go through it. So this program is going to run until Sunday. We're going to get off the boat Sunday morning. It's Tuesday today. We are actually moving onto the boat tomorrow morning, because then 1 week is over from the day we arrived, so we can finally form a proper student bubble on our boat. We still have to stay away from our skipper, Imogen, but we'll be living out on the boat until Sunday then, when we will move back into another room. So tonight really is going to be packing for our sea phase. So we just should take, probably as little as possible, because space on the boat is quite constrained. It's a 37-foot, 38-foot boat, so not very much space. I'm going to be sleeping out in the salon because we only have 3 cabins. The skipper is taking one, and then the other 4 guys are sharing the other 2 cabins. But yeah, all good. So coming back then on Sunday, so the next couple of days, so starting with tomorrow morning, we have to be out of our room by 9 o'clock, hand back the keys in reception. Then tomorrow morning we're going to go shopping, buy supplies for the boat for the rest of the week, because we're going to be obviously eating at lunch and dinner on the boat, also breakfast. Last meal on the boat is going to be Sunday morning. Tomorrow we're going to get a packed lunch, I think, but tomorrow night we're going to be cooking our own dinner, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But it was a fun day. I didn't bring my sunglasses this morning, but because it was so overcast, it didn't look like the sun would break through. And then just about an hour and a half later, we had bright sunshine, blue sky. It was quite incredible. So I think I caught the sun today again, and yeah, it was just a very nice day, being out at sea and just enjoying the scenery and everything else. So brilliant day on the whole, and looking forward to getting properly underway tomorrow and experiencing other ports here on the south coast of England, and you will obviously see that with me. Okay. I'm done packing. It was reasonably quick and easy. The importance of tonight was to pack my bag that I'm going to take on board. We're going to be spending now 4 nights from tomorrow onwards on the yacht until Sunday morning when we leave the boat. In fact, we have to check out of the boat on Sunday morning, give it a good clean inside and outside, to make sure it's ready to go for the next team to come on. When we're going to be moving on shore then on Sunday afternoon once the rooms are available. But you want to pack as light as possible on the yacht, and I will give you the grand tour of the yacht as well. The 3 cabins that we have, then the salon. In fact, locker space on a boat is always very confined. You don't have very much, so you need to be careful of what you're taking. The other thing to consider is you really only want to take soft bags on board. The one thing you can probably do is something that folds down flat. If you have heavy luggage and you want to roll it, that's probably okay, but you always need to think about where you're going to store that. So a suitcase is definitely not suitable for a boat. So ideally you take a soft bag. I can hold this one up here. This one is a Musto sail bag. In fact, it's 60 liter. It has a valve on it, so you can actually sit on it, squeeze all the air out, which makes it more compact, then close the valve. It's also waterproof, which is quite useful. So I've seen a couple of disasters. People actually carrying the luggage on board, just over the plank, really going over to the boat, and they lost their balance and the bag or worst case themselves also ended up in the water. If you don't have a watertight bag, it's a potentially bit of a problem if that's all your belongings in there. So really when you carry things on board, ideally you have it in a watertight bag. Same goes for when you leave the boat, for instance in a dinghy, or you step ashore. I have a small 5-liter waterproof bag which you basically roll up, clip together. Even if that falls in, it will swim, and you can retrieve it quite easily. So too many mobile phones, too many cameras and other things have ended up on the bottom of the sea. So just a small precaution to consider when you actually go on board a yacht. Yeah, so tonight I'm pretty much done. I will leave my bag that I'm going to take on board the ship here now, and we'll already gotten a locker downstairs, put my padlock on it. So I'm going to take the 2 bags that I'm not going to take on board, which has pretty much most of my books in there, because realistically I don't think I'm going to do much reading other than trying to make some more progress on my colregs, which is collision regulation, and various other bits and bobs, which I have flashcards that I can use to study. And then the rest really I'm going to leave here on shore. Most important thing is my spare pillow and soft pillow. I got another one, so I'm actually guaranteed a good night's sleep, I'm sure. Otherwise we're going to be sleeping in sleeping bags, because you don't then have to mess about with sheets and other various things that of course then all need to be cleaned. So yeah, I think on the whole I'm well prepared. I left my things out for tomorrow morning, so then have a shower, we're going to have breakfast. At 9 o'clock we're going to go shopping to just supply the boat for the rest of the week until Sunday. So we're going to have a packed lunch from the shore tomorrow, and then the first meal we're going to have tomorrow night on board. Last meal on board is Sunday morning breakfast. Okay, signing off, and that's it.